Disclaimer. I just said disclaimer. Anyway, disclaimer. For anybody about to watch this video, prepare that you may be triggered, especially people in Utah. Mormon swear words are involved. Thank you.
What is up, D Squad? Real quick, I just wanted to make a quick video. A lot of people have been asking me, specifically on YouTube, obviously not my family members, people around, but a lot of people on the internet have been asking me, Dayton, what is it like to live in Utah? Well, I thought, I just make a video, also using a little bit of idea from this article I found at movoto.com. About the article name is 27 Things People from Utah Have to Explain to Out-of-Towners. This is just kind of a funny video I thought I would make. There's some interesting things on this video, and I'll go into my own personal opinion about living in Utah as well. So let's just start out real quick, you guys. Utah, what's the first thing that comes to your head when you think of Utah? A lot of people, Mormons, LDS Mormons. Yeah, let's just get that out of the way real quick, you guys. Mormons, a lot of them, they're everywhere. If you want to find a city where they don't exist, that doesn't exist. So if you come here, you're gonna have to be okay with Mormons. Now, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a disclaimer for friends and family. I'm probably gonna have family watching this that are gonna be upset at some of the things I'm going to say. I'm gonna have people, friends that are gonna be upset at some of the things I have to say because they themselves are Mormon. So real quick, let me just bring this up. I was raised LDS. I was raised Mormon through my family up until junior high school. About was when I kind of started to look at other things, start to think for myself. But I'm going to be bluntly honest about how it is living in Utah to people that are outside of Utah. Bluntly honest. People will be offended by this video, so sorry people watching. But Utah, it's a very Mormon state. Real quick, I do want to say a little disclaimer. Everything I'm about to say about the Mormons, this is not all Mormons, okay? So what I'm about to say is not all Mormons, but quite a few, maybe the majority of Mormons are like this. I'm gonna be blunt. A lot of them, I wouldn't say, they are in your business a little bit. Like if you move into a new neighborhood like I have recently, obviously, they'll come to your house. They'll be like, hey, what church, what ward are you in? Gee, golly darn. And I'll just be like, oh, wait, we don't go to church. And then, so they are kind of in your business. They like to know if you are Mormon, a lot of them. And then once you tell them you're not, they lose a lot of respect for you. Honestly, I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Not respect, they still respect you as humans, whatever, but they don't become friends with you. They don't necessarily want you at the, the church barbecues or whatever that happen for things. They are kind of poor. I'm going to get into a little bit more about the Mormons later because there's one thing I just want to freaking rant about. So guys, just stay tuned if you want to hear me rant about Mormon relationships. That'll be coming a little bit later in the video, but it's a very Mormon state. So that's just something you got to look out for if you ever wanted to live in Utah. They're not mean. So let me say that too. They are not rude. They are absolutely nice people. But they do judge. They say they don't, but they do. That's a fact. And all the Mormons watching this right now, well, golly darn Dayton, I don't judge people. Only God can judge. Shut up. You're judging right now. I know you are. But if you're not, shout out to you. So that was controversial. Let's just get that over with. So let's go ahead into the next one. Another thing a lot of people think about in Utah is, you hear it in rap songs, you hear it everywhere, is about Utah, how it's like a polygamist state. That's actually not true. There's polygamy still being practiced in a lot of places in the world, a lot of places in the United States. Utah, that's frowned upon by anybody in Utah. I don't know anybody personally that's like, oh, polygamy is the best, although it is a good concept. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a big polygamous state like, you hear, oh, Utah, you got multiple wives over there. It's like, no, that doesn't actually happen. It's a funny stereotype. People do ask me that. If I ever go to Vegas or leave out of state, I do get asked that. That's kind of a funny question once I tell them I'm from Utah. Polygamy, not a thing. Not like they think it is. Utahns worship at the altar of fry sauce. Absolutely. Utahns are very high on their fry sauce. You guys already know I've done a lot of videos about fry sauce. It's a sauce for your fries. created in Utah. Everybody here gets offended. You know, it's funny that the Utahns, they hear that Heinz just released their mayo chup. Their mayo chup, which is basically fry sauce. And all the Utahns are all like, we already had that. Oh, it's like, calm down, Utah. But we do worship fry sauce. I don't really like it as much. Utah does, though. Utah, another thing about living in Utah, honestly, you guys, it is really clean. It is actually one of the cleanest states, not when it comes to air pollution, but when it comes to literally the streets, the buildings, everything. It's a very clean state. So if you guys are into that, I like this article. It says, say what you want about the Mormon influence over the state, but one thing you can't argue is just how clean and family friendly the state is. Which kind of gets into another thing. Family friendly. Very family friendly. And what I mean by that is family friendly, not adult friendly. Like, if you're an adult in Utah, I hate to admit it, I hate to push it out there, but there is not a great nightlife. Now, there is fun things to do. There's obviously bars, there's clubs, there's strip clubs, there's all of it, whatever you guys are into at the nighttime, but it's not like other places. Just know that. Utah is one of the beautiful, actually, I would argue, in my opinion, that Utah is the most beautiful state in the United States. Now, I haven't been to any of the other states, I haven't lived in any of the other states, but I'd argue that Utah is the most beautiful state. That's just me. Let's see, funeral potatoes, you already know that, I've kind of talked about that a little bit. Green Jello, Utah loves green Jello, don't know why. And everyone, let's see, I'm gonna get any more ideas from this before I go on a little bit of a rant. Dairy Queen, that's not Dairy King. When you talk, blah, blah, blah. Bryce Ken. Once again, beautiful, beautiful place. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, that's for the article. A lot of it did have to do with that. Living in Utah, one thing, there's Mormon churches. Now, let me be honest with you guys. Mormon churches are probably the most beautiful buildings that are around. But I would not be joking with you. Like, maybe I should make a video about this at some point. But I would not be joking with you if I told you that around every single corner, like literally every corner, is a church. There are so many Mormon churches. I'd be willing to bet that. A lot of the money that Utah puts into its state goes to churches. They are everywhere. There's like 3 as far as I can see. Like, it is bad. There's a lot of churches. They're beautiful buildings, but a lot of churches with the nice pointy steeples and all of the beautiful, bricks, and it's just beautiful, but come on, like, it is everywhere. You can't drive a mile without seeing a church. Utah. We got the Jazz. That's good. My boy. That's good. Utah, we're very big sports fans. One of the best fan bases in the world. I honestly, once you get past the Mormon stereotypes and kind of the LDS influence in Utah, it's honestly a really, really good place. And if you're LDS, you will love it here, obviously. It's the best place to live on earth, as far as I'm concerned, if you're LDS. So, Utah, definitely more pros than cons. But now, 8 minutes into this video, I'm going to take the last couple minutes to just rant a little bit. This is kind of the rant that you guys probably would be waiting for. So, real quick. Everything that I'm about to say is 100% true. I'm not trying to make a funny video. I'm not trying to get you guys to laugh. I'm not trying to put a bad image. Literally, this is true. I've seen it happen multiple times. LDS relationships. So let's just go quickly over. Utah is one of the few places where the average age of getting married is like 20. People get married at like 20, 21, 22. They have kids at like 20, 19, 18, 20, 21, 22. Like, they do everything so damn young here. And this is not a joke. And I have personal friends, like literally close friends of mine that have done this. I have lots of people. I've seen it. I'm at that age now where everybody else my age is getting married, having kids. Let me just tell you something. So here it is. In Utah, no joke. Once you return from your Mormon mission, your LDS mission, once you return from your mission, And I've seen it multiple times. No lie. I have a friend. I'll use his story as an example. I'm not going to say anything. So my friend, he had never in his life had a girlfriend. Ever in his life. He's never had a girlfriend. He went on his LDS mission. Literally, the week he came back, he was talking to a girl. Like, that same week he came back, all of a sudden he was in a relationship. I don't know how that happens. It just doesn't happen. He didn't even know this girl before. It just happened. He came back from a mission, boom. I swear the church is like some underground freaking relationship company, the LDS church. Like, they just set people up. I swear to you, they do it. Anyway, he had never been in a relationship before in his life. Gets a girlfriend within the first week of coming home. This is no joke. 3 months. 3 months later after dating, they are engaged. That is not a joke. 100%, I swear to you, they are engaged 3 months later. Okay? 5 months later. 5 months later from the 3 month mark, so about 8 months into a relationship, they're getting married. And I see this stuff on Facebook. It's my personal friends, it's my family. I see it everywhere. And I just don't know what else to say besides it triggers me, man. It triggers me. These people, man, they just jumping into relationships without knowing nobody. You're like, oh my God, guys, we're getting married. Woo, now we can go to the apartment and have sex because we're finally married. Because honestly, let's be honest, that's what the Mormons do. They get married so they can have sex because they're all sex-crazed people. I'll tell you, some of the freakiest shit I've ever heard come from Mormon mouths. They just can't do it until they're married. So they go get married without even knowing somebody. It's ridiculous, man. And I just wanted to rant about that because, like, I've just been seeing it all over Facebook, all over everywhere. My cousins, my friends, my families, my dogs, I mean, literally. These people jump into relationships like nothing, and it leaves the good people like me, or the people who are not LDS. You know, if you don't have a girlfriend, forget any religion, forget anything. If you don't have a girlfriend out of high school, good luck. Because the Mormons are taken. So now you have to go to less than half the population. And then you gotta find those girls. And you have to find one who, basically, if you don't have one out of high school, if you don't have a girlfriend out of high school or close, you're stuck with kind of the lonely, like desperate women that are like online, doing online stuff. Or like the little Utah sluts, you know what I'm saying? You kind of just get left alone with kind of the shitty group. So, you kind of got to get lucky in Utah. I think that's the number one thing about living in Utah, that like if I ever thought of moving, I think I would move because of that. Just because it's so hard to have a relationship, even just a friendship in Utah. It's hard. It's really hard trying to do that. Anyway, that's a rant, man. We're at like 14 minutes now. That's my rant. Talking about living in Utah, guys. Thought I'd talk to the camera. Something new. Get my personality out there a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, now that the video's over, just want to say I love you, all of my Mormon friends. I do, from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I'm not trying to talk shit on you. I just see these things, and I just wanted to rant about it because obviously for me and probably the rest of the United States, it's a little out there, kind of crazy. But that'll be it for this video. Thank you for listening to the rant. If you guys watched the full 14 minutes of this video, comment down below. Let me know you did, because you guys are true troopers. I'll shout you out next video. Do what I gotta do. But anyway, these are my rant videos. Just want to talk about what it's like living in Utah from an honest Utah, non-Mormon perspective. That'll be it. Peace out. Play.